Shalom, I hope you all are doing well. I am blessed and I'm back again with a quick video. Who are these Israelites who the Most High is speaking to throughout the entire Bible? Why are they the topic in every book in the Bible? And why are they mentioned from the beginning to the end of the scriptures? You see, the Bible is the Negro's history book. We are the true Hebrew Israelites. And today we're going to do a summary on our journey throughout the scriptures. These are the items that we're going to be taking a look at today. Chosen and blessed, Yah set Israel apart. Exiled for disobedience and scattered among the nations. Regathered in the land, Israel's return. Tribulations and refining, Israel's greatest trial. The spiritual awakening, recognizing Yahusha. Restored and reigning, Israel in the Millennial Kingdom and New Jerusalem. But first, I would like to set your mind up for a successful outcome in understanding this message as to what has happened to our divine culture and history book by presenting to you a brief summary on replacement theology. Replacement theology is the belief that the Christian church has replaced Israel in Yah's plan and promises. According to this view, Israel is no longer Elohim's chosen people, and all of the covenant's blessings and prophecies given to Israel now applies only to the church. In other words, replacement theology teaches that the church is the new Israel, and that the nation or seed of Israel no longer has a prophetic role in Yah's plan. The main teachings of replacement theology is that they claim that because Israel rejected Yahusha, they were permanently cast away and the church took their place. They teach that the church is the true or spiritual Israel. Number 3, they believe that all Old Testament promises to Israel, Abrahamic, Davidic, and New Covenant now apply spiritually to the church. They also teach that there's no future role for Israel in prophecy and reject the idea that Israel will be restored in the end times, or that the 12 tribes still have a prophetic role. But I assure you that Yah's covenant with Israel is everlasting. We're going to take a look at Jeremiah 31, 35 through 36, because the Most High said, "Only if you see the sun, moon, and stars disappear will Israel cease to be a nation before me." It reads, "Thus says Yahuwah, which gives the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divides the sea when the waves thereof roar. Yahuwah Sabaoth is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, says Yahuwah, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever." Again, here in Jeremiah, the Most High said, "Only if the sun, the moon, and the stars disappear will Israel cease to be a nation before me." So the seed of Israel has to still be here on earth because we still can see the sun, the moon, and the stars. Let's also take a look at Romans chapter 11, verses 1 through 2. It reads, "I say then, has Elohim cast away his people? Never, for I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Elohim has not cast away his people, which he foreknew. Know ye not what the scriptures say of Eliyahu, how he makes intercession to Elohim against Israel?" Here Paul had wrote a letter and was speaking to the Israelites and the Gentiles in the Roman church, where some Gentiles in the assembly thought that Yah had rejected Israel because many Israelites had rejected Yahusha. Okay, so that's been noted. The next thing that I have been guided to do is show you where the seed of Israel was mentioned in the beginning of the Bible as well as the end. Surely, if the church has taken our place, then there should be no more mention of the 12 tribes of Israel at a certain point, correct? So, at the very beginning of the Bible in Genesis, because we know that Genesis is the first book, it says, Genesis chapter 32 and verse 28 reads, "And he said, Your name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel, for as a prince have you power with Elohim and with men, and have prevailed." In this verse, Yahuwah in the form of an angel was speaking to Yaakov or Jacob after wrestling with him. By the end of the encounter, Jacob realizes that this was not an ordinary man, but a divine being. It was at that time that Jacob's name was changed to Israel, marking the birth of a nation. From this point on, his descendants are called the children of Israel, or Israelites. This marks the beginning of the Israelite identity in the Bible. Again, I have been directed to show you that the seed of Israel is the entire story in the Bible from the beginning to the end. We have a role in end-time prophecy and the coming of the new kingdom. And the last verse in the last book of the Bible that mentions the Israelites is Revelations chapter 21 and verse 12. It reads, "And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel." This verse describes the New Jerusalem, the heavenly city in the kingdom of Elohim, the 12 gates with the 12 tribes of Israel's names on them. This shows us that the Israelites still hold a central role in Yah's eternal plan. It confirms that Israel's identity is eternal and tied directly to the kingdom of heaven and Yahuwah. The nation, or seed of Israel, is the main topic and centralized characters in biblical prophecy. From our constant captivities, our regathering and restoration, to our role in the Messiah's kingdom and the end-time prophecies, Israel, the Negroes, are Yahuwah's timepiece. So they purposely divert your attention from Yah's prophetic clock. There's a constant news of wars and rumors of wars, to the deportation of the nations, political rhetoric, transgender injustice, and reports of everything that would keep you looking in the wrong direction. Meanwhile, the great awakening of the true Israelites is happening, and a very real part of end-time prophecy. The Israelites are the Most High's chosen people who are set apart to fulfill His divine plan. The Israelites disobeying the Most High, then going in and out of captivity, is the story being told in the scriptures. Here's a list of all the captivities that the Israelites have been in. This is the story that you're reading in the Bible. Number 1 is the Babylonian. 2 is Assyrian. 3 is the Greek. 4 is Roman. 5 is Arabian. 6 is African. And yes, we were in African captivity. We are not Africans. The Africans are the lineage of Noah's son, Ham, and the Negroes are the lineage from Noah's son, Shem. And number 7 is the Caribbean and American captivity. It is currently ongoing and the last captivity of Judah. You see, Israel's rebellion led to exile, but Yah never abandoned them. He promised restoration. That's why the story continues and is ongoing until this very day. We are currently in the last captivity. Yah is actively bringing His people back into the covenant as part of His end-time prophecy plan. Let's read the restoration of Israel. In Deuteronomy chapter 30, it reads, "And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon you, the blessings and the curse, which I have set before you, and you shall call them to mind among all the nations, where Yahuwah Elohika has driven you, and shall return unto Yahuwah Elohika, and shall obey His voice according to all that I command you this day, you and your children, with all your heart and with all of your soul. That then Yahuwah Elohika will turn your captivity and have compassion upon you, and will return and gather you from all the nations where Yahuwah Elohika has scattered you." The Bible is the divine story of Israel from its origin covenant with Elohim, struggles, exile, restoration, and ultimate redemption through Yahusha. It is the record of Elohim's chosen people and their plight. My message today is to empower you with the knowledge to see the Bible from its true and authentic perspective. The only way to do this is for you to wholeheartedly accept that the entire Bible is the divine story of Israel, from its origin, covenant with Elohim, struggles, exile, restoration, and ultimate redemption through Yahusha. It is the record of Elohim's chosen people and their role in his plan for the world. In Genesis chapter 12, verses 2 through 3, Yah promised Abraham that his descendants, Israel, will be a great nation, and all nations will be blessed through them. And it reads, "Now Yahuwah had said unto Abraham, Get you out of your country, and from your kindred, and from your father's house, unto a land that I will show you. And I will make of you a great nation, and I will bless you, and make your name great. And you shall be a blessing, and I will bless them that bless you, and curse him that curses you. And in you shall all families of the earth be blessed." This means that Israel was meant to be a light to the nations, revealing Yah's truth and his righteousness to them. When Yah said, "I will bless them that bless you and curse him that curse you," this means that the nations that treated Israel well were blessed, while those who oppressed them faced divine judgment. If you notice, all the nations who mistreated Israel were judged. In Deuteronomy 28, Yahuwah tells Israel that if they obey him, they will be blessed above all nations, but if they do not obey his voice, that they would be cursed. As you can tell, our ancestors chose to disobey Yah, and this explains the condition of the so-called black people today. In Isaiah chapter 11, verses 11 and 12, Yahuwah says that he will recover the remnant of his people and will gather the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Then in Ezekiel chapter 37, 21 through 22, Yah says that he will bring Israel back into their land and make them one nation again. It reads, "And say unto them, Thus said Adonai, Yahuwah, Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, where they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all." And in Jeremiah chapter 31 and 10, the Most High tells us that he's the one who scattered us, and he will be the one to redeem us. Let's look at it. And it reads, "Hear the word of Yahuwah, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and guard him, as a shepherd his flock." Let's also read verse 11. "For Yahuwah has redeemed Yaakov, and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. Therefore they shall come and sing in the height of Zion, and shall flow together to the goodness of Yahuwah, for wheat, and for wine, and for oil, and for the young of the flock and of the herd. And their soul shall be as a watered garden, and they shall not sorrow any more at all." I know that many of you churchgoers want to believe in replacement theology. You want to believe that the church replaced the Israelites, the seed of Israel. But that's not true. The Most High is going to gather his people together in the end times. The entire Bible is about the Israelites going in and out of captivities. The reason for this is disobedience. The Israelites didn't want to keep the commandments back then, and they don't want to keep the commandments today. And the truth of the matter is, if we're going to rule in the kingdom, or if we're going to be a light to the world, we need to get ourselves together. There will be nothing like what's going on right now, where the blind's leading the blind, the pastors leading the flock astray. That's not going to happen in the kingdom. One of the biggest issues that we have as a people is that we're always worried about including the other nations. Well, what about them? Aren't they going to be saved too? The problem with this is that we're supposed to be the ones who are a light to them, but we can't get ourselves together. If we don't keep the commandments, how can we be a light to the other nations? This is what I mean by the blind leading the blind. We can't help them come into the truth if we can't accept the truth. And if the prophets are living like heathens who should be teaching the other nations, how do you expect the other nations to be saved? And then on the flip side, we have the Gentiles and the heathens teaching the prophets, in which the heathens and the Gentiles were not given the scriptures. They cannot teach the scriptures. They do not understand the scriptures. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Isaiah chapter 2. We're going to start at verse 1. It's going to talk about in the last days, the nations will come to Jerusalem to learn Yah's ways. Let's start at verse 1. It says, the word that Yeshayahu, the son of Amos, saw concerning Yehudah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahuwah's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahuwah, to the house of Elohai, of Yaakov, or Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we shall walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the Torah and the word of Yahuwah from Jerusalem. So as you can see, family, in the Messianic age, or the millennial reign of Yahusha, all the other nations will be going up to the kingdom, and that is the Elohim of Yaakov's kingdom, or the Elohim or the God of Jacob's kingdom. They're going to be going there to learn his laws and to worship in Jerusalem. They're going to learn, not to teach. Okay, stay with me, because I'm still proving to you that the entire Bible is the story of the Hebrew Israelites. Now here we are in Ezekiel chapter 37. And it reads, and David my servant shall be king over them, and they shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgments, and guard my statutes, and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given to Jacob my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children, and their children's children forever, and my servant David shall be their prince forever. Moreover, I will cut a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. My tabernacle also shall be with them, I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. And the heathen shall know that I, Yahuwah, do sanctify Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. In closing, I just want you all to know that Israel will be the center of Yahusha's kingdom. The 12 tribes of Israel will be restored and take part in the ruling of the earth. The New Jerusalem will forever bear the names of the 12 tribes. Israel waking up is a sign that we are living in the end times. Yahusha's return is connected to Israel's repentance and acceptance of him. The seed of Israel is the natural branch, the descendants of Yaakov. But there will also be those Gentiles who believe in Yahusha and keep the Most High's commandments. They will surely join the seed of Israel and take part in the blessings. May Yahuwah bless you all and keep you safe in this dark hour. And remember Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13, he that endures unto the end, the same shall be saved. And until my next video, Shalom.
They not like us. All right. They they not like us. Heard the beat, so I hopped out. Only two sides, that's the light and the dark route. House not a home, renovation's gonna start now. We burn the wood down and rebuild with some heart now. Pray for the chosen few, out of position, really should be at a higher view. Mine is in prison and I saw them people fold on them. Guess it was tempting, gotta hold on to faith like a wheel in a Bentley. And we need our identity, YAH'S in the vicinity, and he's the epitome, so pray for my enemies. Pray, repent, the truth will reveal itself in due time. Know that time heals. Floods, earthquakes, gotta be a sign. But what do I know? I just love the Most High. Plagues, fires, gotta be a sign. But what do I know? I just love the Most High. False prophets, gotta be a sign. But what do I know? I just love the Most High. Always keep your head on the swivel and know they lurking. Darkness is running the world, that's on purpose. Trying to trip you up on your journey and do you dirty. No weapon shall prosper. Know that we the real lions like Mufasa. Light stronger, in due time we arise but we lie often. Follow idols, we know that the eye's watching. Just a freestyle skating like ice hockey.